Last season, Windsor held the number 1 seed with an overall record of 20-3, but they would eventually fall in the Division III semifinals, while Thetford held a disappointing record of 3-18. Windsor did lose a number of key starters, so their program is currently in rebuild mode, but Thetford has a number of bright up-and-coming players who have looked good in the early goings, so this was expected to be a quality matchup. Yellow Jackets forward number 42, Adam Stapleton, would win the opening tip-off, and the game began. Both teams traded a few opening possessions, and the ball went back and forth. Eventually, Thetford's Connor Brown would open the scoring with an and-one drive to the basket. He would miss the free throw, but the Panthers would take the early lead. Just one possession later, Windsor's Duncan Frazier found an open Seth Balch from beyond the arc. Balch buried the shot and put the Yellow Jackets up by 1. During the rest of the first quarter and into the second, Windsor seemed to be pulling away, with their offense looking strong. But Thetford would go on a strong run to end the first half, with Brown and Dylan Thorburn each scoring 8 points. The Panthers would take a 1-point lead at 29-28 going into the break. Once the third quarter began, it was all Windsor, with the Yellow Jackets scoring 9 unanswered quick points to take a 37-29 point lead. A.J. Wood nailed a three-pointer, and Balch stole the inbounds pass and laid it in twice for an easy 4 points.
And just like that, Windsor's turned a 1-point deficit into a lead. Balch again, and he gets it to go. So number 14, Seth Balch, now with a quick 4 points.
Dakota Page also knocked down a pair of free throws. But again, the Panthers didn't give up, and in fact, they would take a 4-point lead at 50-46 into the final quarter of play. Thorburn was huge in this third quarter, knocking down multiple threes for Thetford. The fourth quarter would be a back-and-forth contest, but with less than a minute left, the Panthers still held a 4-point lead. But Windsor's Duncan Frazier was able to steal the ball underneath his own net, and he easily laid it in to cut into the lead to just 2 points. With under 30 seconds remaining, the Yellow Jackets were forced to foul Thetford's number 12, Noah Perry. Perry would go to the line and miss the first attempt. But he came back and made the all-important second shot to give the Panthers a 3-point lead with just over 20 seconds remaining. Windsor attempted to get their shooter Seth Balch the ball, but the Panthers played tight defense, which forced the Jacks to take a timeout with 2.7 seconds remaining. Thetford clearly knew Balch was going to get the ball, so Windsor inbounded to an open Frazier. He had a clear look from beyond the arc to tie the game, but he wasn't able to knock it down, as the Panthers won by a final score of 62-59. Seth Balch was the leading scorer for Windsor with 16 points, and Dakota Page added 13 of his own. Duncan Frazier also threw in another 8 points coming off the bench. All three buried a pair of three-pointers. Thetford's Thorburn scored a game-high 21 points, followed by Brown's 18. Noah Perry also contributed 8. Fouls were a big factor, as Windsor put Thetford into the double bonus during each half. Page would foul out toward the final few minutes of play, which took away one of Windsor's main scorers. After the game, we caught up with Thetford's Thorburn and Brown to hear what they had to say about their high-pressure victory.
We worked hard. We tried to keep it up on the defensive end. We gave the ball to the right person when they needed it. We just hit our shots. So Coach gave us a good talk in timeouts, and he just told us to keep our heads in it, slow it down, just focus and don't give up, because the third quarter we kind of slew it down and we brought it back. Connor did with his charges. Lawson had a bunch of good blocks. Noah had a lot of good rebounds. We need to keep pushing the ball when we get the chance to. We can work on our defense consistently and just keep hitting our shots.
I think we really worked hard on the defensive end, and that wins games always. And our offensive movement was good. We've had a real trouble with zone, but today we were able to change it and beat that, and that's what I think were the keys to win it. Well, we were up, and they fouled us to try and get us to the foul line to miss those so they could get back in it. But we were luckily able to hit one of the last ones to get up by 3, and then they couldn't hit the final shot. Dylan Thorburn, who's one of our main point scorers, helped out a lot. And then Noah Perry was big down low with the rebounds, and he was really crucial in that, and he really fed people when we got into him. And then Nick Moses is a real flair off the bench, but today he started, and I think that was very important. I think we need to work on our movement still, cut down on turnovers, and just play the hard defense we did tonight.
We also caught up with Windsor's longtime head coach to get his thoughts about the game.
Well, I think Thetford outplayed us. They out-hustled us on the boards. We didn't do a good job rebounding early on. They were scrappy, and they played hard, and they deserved to win. Yeah, we missed a lot of easy shots, and we couldn't close the lead down, and when we got chances, we missed easy layups, and they hit their foul shots and kept us at distance. We got to get a lot better, and its schedule's not going to get any easier, so we either got to get better or we're going to be like we are tonight.
Thetford improved to 2-3, while Windsor fell to 1-5. The Yellow Jackets will keep looking for their second win of the year, away against Hartford on Friday, while the Panthers will look to even up their record at 3-3 against U32 on Saturday.